Is the 244 IWM call. So this was the bounce. Of course, this is my favorite play just from pre-market, right, when I was charting. The reason why it was my favorite play is because if you look right here, I said I had a potential big bounce, and I usually don't make trades in the first 15 minutes, but I saw that we had a lot of support. On the 4-hour, we had the 200 EMA, again, that's the most powerful. We had 3 pivots, and then on the daily, we had the 50 EMA. And so, and all that was between 241.30 and 241. So it was between this area right here. And we still had a little more, space down to the pre-market low. If it got below the pre-market low, it had room, right? But I had to go through all that and need a big bearish candle. And so I was hoping that it didn't happen prior to the market opening, and so it gave it to us, right? And so here we go. I told you guys, if we look on the small account section, all right, I told you guys, and my bad. I know I said 247, but I meant 244, and that's why I entered the field price so you can, know what I'm talking about. All right, so it reached right here. So this is the first 5-minute candle. I didn't enter yet. Again, right here, this is where a candle opened. So I entered right here at 8:35, and I entered at 241. It was like around 30, 241.30. And again, in this range is where I expected it to bounce. The EMAs, because the stock market has started already, it's moved, all right, so it's up here. But originally they were in this area as well. And so when you do a bounces, sometimes you want to be a little early because you want to be able to catch the bounce. Like you don't want to get in like when it's right here, right? And so you try to get in a little early. Because this was my range and inside of my range, I did so. Now, when we got in, it took a minute. It took about 5 minutes. We were down 15%, as I said right here. But again, it did not, you need a extreme bearish candle to break through all 6 of those, or it was 6 or 9 of those indicators, right? And because we didn't, I expected a strong bounce because those were strong indicators on the 4-hour and daily. So what did it do? We got in right here, and again, it dropped a little bit. That's fine. And then we had this huge bounce, right? And as we were bouncing, you want to be able to secure profit again, because bounces aren't long plays. They're either 1 to 3 candles. All right. So again, we trimmed at 34%, I think it was, and then we also trimmed at 62%, and then we had this right here, right? We had the orb high, but also we had this 100 on the 5-minute, and again, wanted to go ahead and secure profit. All right, so again, but as the stock was increasing, as my percentage was increasing, I kept moving my stop loss up. I did want to keep my runner at break even. Again, I want as much money as I possibly can, especially in a small account. I want as many gains. I want to secure as much as I possibly can. And so I finally exited at 110%. Did the stock keep going? Yes, right? But that's, that happens, okay? Could I stayed in? Yes, but I was cool with 110%. Did it go to 200%? Absolutely. Would I love 200%? Absolutely. But again, I can't be wrong at a 10-minute trade. Again, usually I like to stay in trades between 5 and 15 minutes or so. I reached the goal. So that's that. It bounced. And the reason why it bounced is because we had a lot of support on a higher time frame. And because we had a higher support on a higher time frame, that is why it had a huge bounce and why it was the number 1 on my watch list. All right, so again, bounces, you're looking for a lot of support. Rejects, you're looking for a lot of resistance.